Hello and welcome to, I believe, episode 431 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be Raw week 3 of October 2023. We continue the build towards Cyber Sunday. Raw actually has a Halloween Havoc TV special coming up next week, which should be fun. Low-key might be more stacked on the Raw side than the actual pay-per-view itself. But, yeah. Tonight we have a big tag team match DIY against AJ Styles and Finn Balor. We have the return of the Maverick Logan Paul. And a whole lot more. So without any more further ado, let's jump straight into tonight's show. We kick off with the American Nightmare. He comes to the ring. And he says, "So I'm going to cut the semantics. I know what I want to talk about tonight. Last week, right here in the main event of Monday Night Raw, I went toe-to-toe with some of the baddest men on the roster. That includes all 3 members of Imperium, and that includes the man who currently holds my WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre. And I'm sure you can all recall last week, when it came down to it, the American Nightmare against the WWE Champion. Who stood tall? Me. Now, Drew McIntyre, I've long since wanted my rematch for that WWE Championship, and I'm gonna get it. And I think I've deserved it after beating you last week, but I've got more important challenges on my plate now. You see, Christian, over the last few weeks, he's taken aim at me. I don't know for what reason. I challenged him to a match at Cyber Sunday, and he told me, rather bluntly, what he thought of that idea. But luckily, Christian Cage does not run things around here. That honor goes to Dave Batista. So, Dave, if you're listening back there, this is my official declaration to challenge Christian Cage to, not Christian Cage, he's just called Christian to a match at Cyber Sunday. And hell, we can even let the fans vote on what kind of match it's gonna be. Christian comes out. He goes, "Cody, you're talking a whole lot for somebody who, is a piece of shit and doesn't, want to come face me man to man. Because you see, I stand here as the reigning 24/7 champion, because I am a champion every damn minute of every damn day, unlike you, Cody, who hasn't got a belt around your shoulder because you're a loser. Okay, you're a loser, your daddy's watching down on you, whoever he may be, because we all know your daddy's not around anymore, and he's looking down in disarray and disappointment of what his son has become, coasting off his name. Well, 2 weeks ago I let you know what I thought about the possibility of us facing off at Cyber Sunday. Quite frankly, Cody, I didn't think you deserved it. But Cody, listen to this, I'm willing to give you that chance. I'm willing to give you the opportunity to go face to face with the Christian that you see before you right now. Not the old Christian that's been around here before, this new and improved Christian, better than I've ever been before. I'm an inspiration to everybody around the world. I'm the greatest father figure ever seen here in WWE. Better than your dad. Your dad abandoned you when you needed him most. Your dad gave you terrible life advice to put face paint on and dance around with your weirdo asshole brother. So here's what we're gonna do, Cody. Tonight, you're gonna go 1-on-1 with Mr. Hard Justice himself, Dijak. And if you can defeat Dijak, I'll give you a match at No Mercy. Not No Mercy, fucking hell. Cyber Sunday. But Cody, that match, it's not gonna be a regular match. It's gonna take place inside of a steel cage. Cody goes, okay, I see how it is, Christian. You want me to go through your right-hand man, Dijak there, the rightful 24/7 champion, may I add. Do you want me to go through him to get a shot to you? You want to put me inside a steel cage? That's fine. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, will stop me getting my hands on you. And hell, I've got a great idea for what matches I'm gonna pitch to be up for vote when I win. So yeah, there's our main event tonight. Steel cage match. Cody Rhodes taking on Dijak. You know, if Cody wins, he gets Christian at Cyber Sunday. 81. Honestly, a little disappointing. What was the matter with this? AJ's declining. Ciampa's declining. Johnny Gargano is declining? Huh? Okay. Sure. Inconsistency. I guess this is just the match he got. Okay. 81. It is Finn Balor and AJ Styles who do pick up the win over DIY. AJ and Finn needed the win more. You know, they just lost to Shanky and R-Truth. They needed the fucking win. 73 for Ciampa, 86 for Gargano, 89 for Finn, and a 78 for AJ. And yeah, big win for the OG leaders to kick off Raw here tonight. We had cut backstage. Batista is with Sol, Ruca, and Zoe Stark from the Mae Young Classic. He says, "Girls, I know it may not have been quite the tournament for both of you and in the Mae Young Classic, but you know, you both finished on the same number of points. You both came neck and neck to getting through second place in your block against Mayu Iwatani. And we're looking for new women to shake up Monday Night Raw. So I'm going to offer you two contracts to be the two newest members of the Raw Women's Division." And they were like, "Oh shit, fuck yeah, let's go, Dave." And Shayna and Carmella walk in and goes, "What do we need? More women, Dave. There's still plenty of women on this show who haven't gotten opportunities. Okay, see me and Carmella, for example. But it's fine because next week I'm gonna, eviscerate this dominant women's champion that you had around here that nobody can seem to stop. And I'm gonna become the women's champion. Then I get the choice of whether I want to rip off Sasha's arm or Bayley's arm or Charlotte's arm at Cyber Sunday." Batista goes, "Yes, that is true, Shayna. You and Rhea one-on-one next week for the women's title. But how about tonight? If you're so confident that you're more deserving than Sol and Zoe, how about we have ourselves a tag team match? You introduce Sol and Zoe, their first official match here on Raw, against you two in tag team action later on tonight." Speaking of tag team action, we then cut to Kathy Kelly, who's backstage with the Cyclone. And she said, "Last week, you two gave it back to the House of Black, Brody King and Aleister Black picking up a win, and then you wiped them out. What is the issues here?" And Bronson goes, "I don't know. Those spooky assholes jumped us after we won a match. I don't know what their beef is with us, but if there's anyone who knows anything about beef, it's Big Bronson Reed. And I see Big Brody King as an opportunity to cement my legacy as the biggest, beefiest man here in Raw's tag team division." And Ricochet goes, "Yeah, me and Aleister, we used to be cool, now we're not. I don't know what's going on with him. But I hear that we've got Halloween Havoc coming up next week. Okay. And I hear that we've got, get this, spin the wheel, make the deal coming back, Kathy. That's going to happen on WWE's socials over the next week. Well, here's our official challenge. How about it? House of Black, you consider yourself spooky, guys. Next week at Halloween Havoc, let's spin the wheel and make the deal." We then cut to Gorilla. Zelina and Saraya, they're getting warmed up. Zelina's got a match with Alexa coming up next ahead of the tag title match next week. They're getting gassed up by Reggie and just Reggie and Carland, because Manny and Sensei are also in title matches next week, so they're off training somewhere else. Manny, Dio, and Sensei. So it's just these four getting all hyped up. Reggie and Carland. Reggie's going, "Oh, come on, Selena, I know this is your first singles match, a part of the crew. You don't want to disappoint Sensei. You don't want to disappoint Manny and Dio. I know they're watching on for wherever they are, and next week you're going to get those tag team championships, huh? I hear it's going to be going to Alexa's playground. It's going to be a hoot." And I can't wait. And then we get the match, Zelina against Alexa. Gets a 77, even though they don't seem to click, which that's about what I'd expect if they did click, so oh well. Zelina does pick up the win, though. In 11 minutes and 5 seconds, Zelina puts down Alexa Bliss with the power of friendship and anime on her side. Plot armor, Zelina Vega picks up the win with a moonsault. 70 for Zelina, 69 for Alexa. And yeah, big win for the crew, the lads, here tonight. Speaking of the lads, then immediately cut from that to Sensei, Manny, and Dio training. And I imagine like they're watching Raw on the phone or something. They go, oh yeah, Zelina, let's go. She won it. And Sensei goes, boys, get your head in the game. You got a title match next week against Imperium, to one of the toughest tag teams in WWE history, okay? And we have what it takes to pick up the win here, okay? Manny goes, well, what about you, Sensei? You've got a title match against Dante Rios next week. Are you not worried? Sensei goes, no, I'm not worried. Of course I'm going to win that, okay? But it's you two I need to be concerned about, because if I'm not by your side, it's not guaranteed you're going to pick up the win. So I need to train you. Manny goes, okay. Then we get a training montage. Sensei's probably going a bit too rough, because Sensei is of course still training for their match. So yeah, maybe a bit too rough, like I guess extra added plot armor, hurting Manny's arm, and that's how the training ends, with Manny hurting his arm. And then everyone comes to us and goes, oh my god, you okay, Manny, let's get you to a hospital. Out comes the Maverick, Logan Paul. And he's all fired up. He's got his bottle of Prime. He says, woo, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you all saw, Prime Misfit Boxing last weekend. You saw me put down that big idiot. But, that's my side gig, okay? Being a boxing star, that just comes naturally to a guy like me. My real gig is here. My real gig is the WWE, and I know you all missed me. I failed to win King of the Ring, and Randy, you got your receipt coming for that wherever you may be. If you ever want to show your face up here again, I'll put your ass down. But, I don't know if you've heard, I'm something of a social media icon. Millions of followers, millions of subscribers, just everywhere you go, you see my face. The $1 billion hydration business. I think it's safe to say I've got a lot of reach on planet Earth. So, if the vote comes down to the WWE Universe, it don't really come down to the WWE Universe, because it comes down to the Low Gang. And I can get millions to vote for me. So if you put me up for a championship match, I'm going to win the vote. Which is why I'm officially staking my claim. Drew McIntyre, get your ass out here right now. Drew storms out with his belt. He goes, no, absolutely not, okay? Like, Logan, you may have taken to this more than anyone thought you were going to. But we don't hand out title opportunities to YouTubers around here. Now, I'm not exactly in the best mood after last week. And now you're coming out here and you're really, really testing my patience. And he goes, it's okay, Drew, it's okay. I'm just saying, if I'm up for vote at Cyber Sunday for a WWE Championship match, you're looking at the person who's going to win it. Because, hell, I can basically rig the damn thing if I want to. Drew goes, oh, isn't that nice? Well, let me be a reality check for you, Logan. You may have beaten people around here, but you haven't beaten me. You'll never beat me. You've never been a champion. You never will be a champion. Because I'm the champion. And if you want to rig votes for Cyber Sunday to put you in the championship match, be my guest, because it'll be the last thing you do as a WWE superstar. Xavier Woods storms out, and he goes, "Oh, whoa, Logan Paul. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. This is the Logan Paul X Up Up Down Down YouTube channel crossover that the world's been waiting for. You know, Austin Creed, Logan Paul in the same ring at the same time. But your mouth went off to the wrong guy, Logan, because you see, we are, 12 nights away from Cyber Sunday. No, actually more than that, 20, I believe. But you're talking to Drew McIntyre, and yes, Drew McIntyre may be the WWE champion right now, but old Drew is going to spin the wheel and make a deal with your boy Xavier Woods next week. And when I finally fulfill that New Day prophecy and become WWE World Heavyweight Champion, then Logan, you're going to be dealing with Drew McIntyre. You're going to be dealing with me. Gunnar storms out. He just laughs. He goes, it's a joke. Like, I can't be the only one seeing this, right? Drew McIntyre, you're standing there with the WWE Championship entertaining these idiots. Okay, now obviously Drew McIntyre wouldn't want to face me for his WWE Championship because I beat him last time, and I'll beat him again. But you've got Xavier Woods, a wrestler who's not on that WWE Championship level. I proved that at Unforgiven when I beat him. And then you've got this. Points at Logan Paul. Because neither of these men should even be sniffing the WWE Championship, the most prestigious championship in this sport. It should go to me. It should go to the Ring General. It should go to Gunther. And Logan goes, "Whoa, slow your roll there, big boy, okay? The viral megastars are talking, not the boring-ass Terminator wannabes, okay? Now, where was I?" And then Gunther, smacks the mic out of Logan Paul's face and, stares down at him. And Gunther goes, "Listen here, boy. You may have been able to win your funny little boxing fight, but you won't win a real fight with the Ring General. So I advise that you shut up and you let the wrestlers do the talking." And Drew goes, "Well, it seems everyone here's got, they're busy, everyone's got their own beef to pick. I could beat any three of you. I could beat all of you at once. So it doesn't really matter who gets picked to be my champion, but it does matter you," putting Xavier Woods. "You're running out here running your mouth. You're lucky I'm not in my fighting gear tonight because I'm actually going to let you live. But next week, you better be praying that nothing that you don't like comes on that wheel. Because I'm in a foul mood. I got beat last week because of his team and their incompetence. And I plan to take it out on you." Xavier Woods goes, "Well, that was a bit harsh, but whatever." So yeah, Logan Paul is here, and he's seemingly, trying to force his way into the WWE Championship picture. But, this orbit of challenges isn't having it. We then get this, which is a recap of the Mae Young Classic special, showing Jade Cargill's victory in the A block, as well as in the semi-finals over Sarah Amato, and then in the final against Mayu. And she's coming to Raw, and she's making her Raw in-ring debut next. She gets a 70, which is about the best I can probably do with how, short it was. She beats Danny Jordan, 6:38, Jaded. 53 for Jade Cargill, 73 for Danny. And yeah, after the match, she's going to get mic time. She's going to take the mic. She's going to go, "Well, you already all know who I am. But for those of you who may be living under a rock and haven't been, made aware by now, my name is Jade Cargill. I'm the 2023 Mae Young Classic winner, and I am that bitch. Now, when I entered that Mae Young Classic tournament, there was only going to be one winner because that tournament was made specifically for me, to spotlight me. It wasn't to spotlight any of the other mid-ass women down in the PC, no, because none of them are built for the spotlight like I am. And now, I have a chance in my first 3 months here in WWE to become a champion. Because I have a shot at that Women's Liberty Championship, and Roxy, little girl, you're not gonna know when or where, but when I decide that I want my title opportunity and I demand my match, I'm taking that championship, because that championship doesn't look good on you, it looks better on me. Roxy comes out. She goes, Jade, it's been, 2 months now? I haven't seen you around here on Raw because you've been doing the Mae Young Classic thing, and I get it, that's a big opportunity. But you can't just come out, at SummerSlam after my big moment, my match, that I won my championship back, and leave me laying it, but I'm not going to get any revenge. Look, I get it. You look at me, and you look at you, and you think this is David versus Goliath. You think, how can little Roxy beat a woman like you? I know how. Jade, because guess what? I've got 10 years on you, and I'm already better in this ring than you ever will be. Because I'm a prodigy. You're hired because you look like $1 million. I was hired because I worked better than girls twice my age. And I had to beat anybody to keep my championship and to win it back, including my heroes. So if you think I'm going to stop at some new signing, the hot new toy out of the box, thinking she can walk right in to my show, take my championship and walk all over me, use me as a stepping stone, think again. Then got backstage. Charlotte Flair is with Kathy Kelly, and the Road Odyssey is with her. Kathy goes, Charlotte, tonight is a very interesting match. It's going to be 6 women tag team match. It's going to be you teaming with your Royal Dynasty cohorts, Ariana Grace and Ava Raine, to take on Bayley, Sasha Banks, and the WWE Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. Charlotte goes, okay, look, I know that Cyber Sunday is the worst pay-per-view of the year, Kathy Kelly, and let me tell you why. It's because in my 8 years since I've been here on Raw, I've been given opportunities because I'm a star and I'm the best women's wrestler in this company. But now the idea has been planted in the minds of the fans that I don't deserve the shots I'm being given. And so when Batista puts the votes up to them, they're not going to pick me because they're trying to protect their mommy. So, no, if you ask me, the reality, Kathy Kelly, I don't expect to go to Cyber Sunday because I know these people are just jealous that I keep winning championships and beating all their favorites, and they don't want to see it happen again. But what I can do is I can beat Rhea tonight, I can beat Sasha tonight, and I can beat Bayley tonight to prove why I am the best woman here. So then, once the power is out of the stupid hands of the WWE fans and back into, relatively respective hands with Batista, the less said about Boogs, the better. He'll know that I'm the rightful next challenger because Batista just wants what's best for his show. Look what he did to Becky. Becky, she's still wrestling on Heat. I think she's up after this show because she's not it anymore, and I'm always it. I'm always on. So yes, you vote Sasha, you vote Bayley. Ask me if I care. Because at the end of the night, I'm gonna beat whoever you want to see be champion. Then Ariana Grande steps forward. She goes, yes, well, you see, Charlotte, she is a sensation. She is such an inspiration to us all. And if we all aspire to be a little bit more like Charlotte Flair, then we should all be very much better in our careers. Charlotte sort of just looks at her weird. She goes, but tonight, win, lose, or draw, all that matters is that we give it our all out there tonight, because practice makes perfect, and if we don't get it done tonight, there's always next time, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and you can come back a winner next time. Charlotte goes, just no, and then walks off, and Ariana's still shit-eating ground her face. She turns and nods her head to Ava. Ava rolls her eyes and shakes her head and walks off to follow Charlotte. As the camera just pans on Ariana smiling. New gimmick, gets adequate. That's fine. She had a very bad one last time, which was her Royal Dynasty, aka background person who does nothing but stand around and eat pins gimmick. But now, she's got her Mr. W gimmick. And she is 80. Dirty Dom breaks his fingers. Okay. Headcanon right now. During the match, Sheamus he carries the shillelagh out, and he has Dom's hand up on the apron like that, and he cracks the shillelagh across Dominic's fingers. That's how his fingers break. But it is Grayson Waller and his bestest friend in the whole world, Dirty Dom, picking up the win over Sheamus and Ridge. Grayson pins Ridge Holland in 14:25. 70 for Ridge, 84 for Sheamus, 85 for Dom, and a 75 for Grayson Waller. Waller celebrates, he's going mental. But the rest of LA Extreme are in there. And they're they're not having this. They don't even really like Dom. They're just with him because, they're Conan's handpicked, LA Extreme. But they see Dominic and Grayson, jumping up and down with joy with each other. And then Roosh, Jorge, and Santos sort of all just, break it up and, stare at Grayson Waller. Until he, goes, alright, mate, I'll back off, lad. Then he walks away. But, yeah. Some, I guess, mild tension between LA Extreme and Grayson Waller here. Who knows what that's about. We then see it's an Alpha Academy training vignette, backstage segment. You know what they're like, you've seen them in real life. It's Gable, Ogogo, OS, and all of J-Flow doing trainings. And Gable goes, well, we need to make sure all of us are in tip-top shape because Otis, my former number one guy, you're going to be wrestling at Cyber Sunday no matter what, but it could be you and Mackie, it could be you, Mackie, me, and Ogogo. So we need to all be in tip-top alpha shape for when the time comes, and we can stomp the mat of those maximum male model assholes and prove that we are the number one academy here in WWE. Thank you. And they're all just, probably in comical headbands and shit. It's an Alpha Academy training session. You've seen them. You know what they're like. Gable's in his coach glasses and hat and shit. We then see a vignette of Titus World Records are at the actually that's probably bad. I was gonna say Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but if there's a Hip Hop Hall of Fame, like a physical one, they're there. If there's not, then it's just gonna be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It goes, boys, this is where we aspire to be one day. Being on top of WWE is one thing, but to balance being on top of WWE and to be major musical stars is another. And we'll need to add championship gold to our ranks should we want Titus World Records to go down in history. Now, our old allies, Dio and Mania are wrestling for those titles next. But after that, we want the next shot, whether it has to be Imperium or it will be our old friends. Those championships are coming home to Titus World Records. And we'll be right up there. Dr. Dre, Michael Jackson, Titus O'Neil. Oh my god. 78 for this? Shayna Baszler, you know, excellent chem, gets her an 82. She carried the fuck out of this match. Yeah. But it is the Fierce and the Fabulous who do win the match. Shayna submits Zoe Stark with a Kirifuda clutch in 9:57. 47 for Zoe, 51 for Sol, 82 for Shayna, and a 62 for Carmella. And yeah, you know, big debut, better debut than I thought it was going to be. They lose, but oh well, it's against the next woman in line at the championship. So, like, it's not that big of a deal. Speaking of the championship, though, Shayna calls out Rhea again. Rhea comes out. Shayna goes, Rhea, I know you're already looking ahead to Cyber Sunday, but look what I just did, okay? These new girls around here, they tasted firsthand what I can do, the damage I can do here on Raw. And you've been protected for way too long by not being around me. When I was down, busting my ass in Mexico looking to get my opportunity back here, you were on top, beating everybody they put in front of you. But I know deep down, Rhea, there was a part of you that was relieved I wasn't around during that time, because your reign wouldn't be happening if it was. Because I'm not just the baddest woman here in WWE. I'm not just the baddest woman here on Raw. I'm badder. I'm badder than anyone you've ever faced before. You know, you've faced the likes of Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, Sasha. Multiply it. How many of those women have tried to snap your arm in half, Rhea? Well, get ready, because next week, not only am I going to try, I'm ripping it clean off, and I'm taking that championship with me. Rhea goes, Shayna, you know, always a threatening aura around you, ain't there? But we've done this dance before. Before I was even who I am now, I beat you for the NXT championship. So how different do you think things are going to go now I'm on top of the damn world? Well, I could sit here and tell you how things are going to go, Shayna. But I've got 7 days to wait. I may as well show you and everybody in front of the whole world why mommy is always on top. We then get the complete opposite of the Alpha Academy training segment, where Max and Male models are doing a fashion shoot. And I imagine an interviewer comes up and goes, Tonya, taps on the shoulder. She ignores him. Tonya. She goes, what? What is it? He goes, Cyber Sunday's coming up. You don't know which members of the Max and Male models might have to wrestle in that match. It could be just Brooks. It could be you and Brooks. It could be you, Brooks, and Pretty Deadly. She goes, yes, what's your point? She goes, and this is how you're getting prepared for that match. Tonya goes, listen, I know with a face like yours you're not going to get this, but we need to get our close-ups ready, you know. The headshots that are going to make headlines once Brooks Jensen defeats that fat oaf Otis at Cyber Sunday, no matter who's by his side, if anyone. We need to get the best possible group shots we can for our victory. We don't need to train as hard as Otis does, because look at us. We're already in pristine peak physical condition, whereas he's not, to put it lightly. And we say, Pretty Deadly go, oh, yes boy. And Brooks, she drags sexy Brooks Jensen across. Because he's all man. He's going to beat Otis all by himself. Now, get out of our shot. 88. Let's go. An 88 rated match for Ava Raine and Ariana Grace. But the Royal Dynasty pick up the win. Charlotte submits Bayley with the figure 8. imagine there's a lot of, fucky stuff going on here, because nobody in this team gets along. Whereas, well, I guess Ava and Charlotte do. Neither seem to really like Ariana right now. But, yeah. So, can they coexist versus stable? Even if the stable has these two in it, the stable's going over. Charlotte gets an 88, 62 for Ava, 53 for Ariana, 85 for Bayley, 93 for Sasha, and a 96 for Rhea. Yeah. And, I have the benefit now of, because the community page has been up since the last episode of Raw, I can see that, you're not gonna vote Charlotte into the title match, because why would you? So I think actually playing into that, rather than pretending that people are gonna want to pick Charlotte, is the better way to go. Because, you're not. I know you're not, so the story now is just gonna be Charlotte, I guess. May as well. If she gets in, she gets in, but she's not expecting it at all. But she's defeated Bayley here tonight, via some fucky miscommunication from Sasha and Bayley specifically, probably. Because I very much want to stress that even though they've teamed up for the last 2 weeks, they're not friends. Because why would they be? And speaking of, after the match, Bayley's down, Sasha gets into the ring, and she's like, "What are you doing, okay? What are you doing, you loser?" And Bayley goes, ding dong dummy. I was winning, okay, when I was by myself, but now you're back here, getting all back up in my vibes again, and now I'm messing up again. So how about you own up to your mistakes, and you fuck out of my face? And then they get into a little shoving match, and then the referees pull them apart. Next week, though, is a pretty big episode of Raw. It is the Halloween Havoc TV special. And it's got a lot of championship matches on it, including this women's tag team match that will be in, I guess, Alexa's Playground. I want to specify it's not going to be like a cinematic match. It'll be in the ring. It'll basically be a street fight, but it will have spooky playground items around the ring. It will be Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defending the women's tag team championship against My Wrestling Academia's Sarray and Zelina Vega. And speaking of My Wrestling Academia title matches, there is 2 more of those where that came from. The first being for the Cruiserweight Championship. Young Sensei defends the belt against the number 1 contender for that championship, Dante Rios. And spin the wheel, make the deal, Imperium's Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser defend their championships against Manny Kun and Dio Senpai of My Wrestling Academia. And another tag team, spin the wheel, make the deal, will feature Bronson Reed and Ricochet's Cyclone taking on the House of Black, Aleister Black, Brody King. And then we have 2 World Championship matches, the first being Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship against Shayna Baszler. And spin the wheel, make the deal once again as Drew McIntyre defends the WWE Championship against Xavier Woods. 87 rated main event. Cody Rhodes, moonsault off the cage, Crossroads, puts Dijak down. The irony of Dijak being in a cage match when he's, the Justice Man. I should have done one of those, what the fuck were they called? The one he had with Tony D in NXT, where you had to beat a man up and lock him in the cell. I should have done one of those, because having Cody in one of those would have been fucking funny. But, yeah. Cody wins, and he gets that match with Christian at Cyber Sunday. And the 3 stipulations for that one will be, I think one of them's Falls Count Anywhere. One of them is it Last Man Standing? I think so. And the last one is a casket match, because, yeah, you know why. But that ends the show, and yeah, that gets us a 91, which is fine. Well, that's more than you thought of the show, so let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for the first, I don't want to say actual Heat, but, not Mae Young Classicified episode of Heat in months. And it will again feature Becky, because Becky's still doing, the mid-card Bex stuff. The show kicked off for 56. They don't seem to click, apparently, which is bleh, whatever. But Tiffany Stratton, coming off her loss to Becky, does defeat Killer Kelly in 10 minutes and 1 with a PME. She gets a 51, Kelly gets a 52. They don't click, but that's fine. Whatever. It's not like it's going to be a match I'm going to run back a lot. They're both on different brands to start with, and yeah. But they get a 71. That's a pretty decent tag match. Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile defeat Toxic Attraction. Tatum submits JC with an Eye of the Reaper in 11:23. 72 for Tatum, 69 for Ivy, 55 for JC, and a 65 for Gigi Dolan. Yeah, we then move on to the Becky match, which gets a 76 even. And today she takes on Beatrice Vargas of LA Extreme. Becky does win in 11:49 with a manhandle slam. But that's a pretty good match for Beatrice to be in. So, yeah. Becky gets an 88, a 49 for Beatrice. She's apparently in amazing form. So, if I can get her pop up a little bit, she might be able to start smashing decent ratings out. But, yeah, that'll be for a little while. Yeah, maybe she's a heat experiment for a bit. And then we see how she gets on the main show. And then the main event, 72, two SmackDown gals going at it. Utami Hayashishita of Queendom defeats Fallon Henley with a Samoan drop in 14 minutes and 4 seconds. 84 for Utami, 42 for Fallon. And that ends Heat. Pretty simple show this week because actually most of the women's stories are actually getting on the main shows. So I've got nothing to extend on just Heat. But yeah, what matters more is what you thought of the show, mainly of Raw, of course. And I'll see you next time for 432, which will be ECW and its go-home show for High Voltage. See you then.